Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Nabeela from Dhaka Community Medical College. Welcome to our anatomy series. Inshallah, I will be teaching you about a short how to draw the functional areas of cerebrum in 2 minutes. During exam, you have very less time, so you have to draw it in very less time, and you should know the concept. So, without wasting much time, let's start with. As we know, functional areas of cerebrum, mostly we see it in the superolateral surface of the cerebrum, right? So as we know, the main basic thing is that there are four lobes in the cerebrum: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. Okay, so the most important thing that we should know while drawing the functional areas of the cerebrum is that there are Brodmann areas. I'm just mentioning here the most important that we are going to draw in our diagram. So we have the Brodmann area number 4, which is the primary motor area. Brodmann area number 6, which is the premotor area. Then we have the 9 to 12 Brodmann area, that is called as the prefrontal area. Then we have the Brodmann area number 6, 8 and 9, which is known as the frontal eye field. Brodmann area number 44 and 45, this is the Broca's motor speech area. So the area name which I have written in the pink, it is all these areas, they basically lie in the frontal lobe of the cerebrum. Okay, then we have the area number 3, 1 and 2. It is the primary sensory area. Most important thing you need to know is that you have to read it as 3, 1, 2, not 1, 2, 3. Okay, then area number 5 and 7 is known as the somesthetic association area. Area number 41 and 42 is the primary auditory area. Area number 22 is the secondary auditory area. Area number 17 is known as the primary visual area, and area number 18 and 19 is the secondary visual area. Okay, so now all these pink is for the frontal lobe. The blue ones, that the primary sensory area and the somesthetic association area, lies in the parietal lobe. Then the auditory areas lies in the temporal lobe, and the visual areas lies in the occipital lobe. Okay, you need to know one most important thing is that the frontal area is completely motor. Okay, and rest all are sensory. Basically parietal is completely sensory, and the temporal and occipital consist of senses, like special senses. Like in temporal we have the auditory area, in the occipital we have the visual area. So this is the basic concept. Now let's go on to the diagram. Okay, so first of all we will draw the superolateral surface. How are we going to draw this? In the exam, I'm just trying to tell you the most easiest way, inshallah. So this is our cerebral hemisphere. Okay, don't go on the shape, it's not very much good. Okay, so most important, there are two sulci. These are the central sulcus, and this is the lateral sulcus. Okay, central sulcus is not exactly at the center of the superomedial margin, but it's actually 1 centimeter, or you can say 0.4 inch behind that central point. Okay, so this is the central sulcus, and this is the lateral sulcus. Then we have the, in frontal lobe we have the precentral sulcus, superior frontal sulcus, and inferior frontal sulcus. In the parietal lobe we have the postcentral sulcus and intraparietal sulcus. Okay, then we have in the temporal lobe we have the superior temporal sulcus and inferior temporal sulcus. Okay, you just have to mention like this. Okay, now first of all we are going to try about, okay, in the occipital lobe you will have to go into the theory about that, the calcarine sulcus, parieto-occipital sulcus and all. I'm just not mentioning over this over here because it's not needed currently. So first we will see about the frontal lobe areas. Primary motor area, as I said, in front of the central sulcus. This is our what? Central sulcus. Okay, this is our central sulcus. Okay, so in front of the central sulcus is the frontal lobe, and frontal lobe is motor. So our areas will be, okay, so our areas basically will be, okay, you should have a clear knowledge where the areas lie. So first of all we are going to try about the primary motor area, which will be present in the precentral gyrus. This is the precentral gyrus. Then we will be having area number 6, that is the premotor area. It will lie in the posterior aspect of the superior frontal, middle frontal and inferior frontal gyrus. Okay, then we will have the area number 9 to 12. So basically as you can see in the Snell book of neuroanatomy, There is given 9 to 11, so it is said 9 to 12, but we will obviously from the superlateral surface we will mark 9 to 11. So 9 to 11 will be present in the anterior part of the superior, inferior and middle frontal gyrus. Okay, this 9, 10, 11. 4 primary motor area, 6 premotor area, and 9 to 12 is the prefrontal area. Prefrontal means in front of the frontal lobe. Okay, then we will mark about the frontal eye field. Okay, you will get frontal eye field over here approximately. I'm just sharing it. So 8 also, there is area number 8 which is actually present on the medial surface, you can see on the paracentral lobule, but okay, for the temporary purpose I will write 8 over here. So 6, 8 and 9, so you can see this is the frontal eye field. Okay, it is present basically in the posterior part of again the medial frontal gyrus. Then we have the area number 44 and 45, which is the most important, that is the Broca's motor speech area. It will be present on the above the posterior ramus of the lateral sulcus and in just near to the prefrontal sulcus, and like in the inferior frontal gyrus basically it is present. So you can write is 44, 45 and 44. Okay, here is one more sulcus, I mean there is a part, anterior ascending part of the this kind you can see. Okay, but you don't have to draw all these, you just can write 44 and 45. Okay, then this is done for the frontal lobe. Then next we will be having about the parietal lobe. So this is the sensory part behind the central sulcus. So in the post-central gyrus we will be having the primary sensory area, that is 3, 1 and 2. Okay, you have to write it as 3, 1 and 2. Then we have the area number 5 and 7, which is the somatic association area. It will be present on the superior parietal lobule, 5 and 7. Okay, then this is done for the parietal lobe. Then we will see about the auditory area, primary and secondary auditory area. The primary auditory area, it is the area number, as we know, 41 and 42, right? So it will be present in the superior temporal gyrus just below the posterior ramus of the lateral sulcus, like it will be present here. I'm just writing very small. Okay, 41, 42. Okay, then we will be having secondary auditory area. It's just over here, it's the area number 22, just we can say inferior to the or surrounding the primary auditory area. Okay, in the superior temporal gyrus below the posterior ramus of the lateral sulcus. Now last thing is about the visual areas. Visual areas are very easy, you just can mark over here. Okay, area number 17 and this is the area number 18 and 19. This is the primary visual area, this is the secondary visual area. One most important speech area is the Wernicke sensory speech area that you have to mark. Obviously I haven't written over here, there is no number for that. So Wernicke sensory speech area, basically it is present in the angular gyrus. Okay, I'm just marking it over here, like part of the superior temporal gyrus and part of the intraparietal lobule, you can say. This is the, I will mark over here, Wernicke's sensory speech area. Okay, and this was the Broca's motor speech area, as you can see, 45 and 44, right? So all these areas are very important. So in exam you just have to draw these things, not to worry, and you have to write I haven't written over here since I wrote obviously over here. So like 4 as a primary motor area, then premotor area, then prefrontal area and so on. So that's it. Thank you. Hope you like it. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.